All right, guys. I have a big question for you today. Something I've been thinking about over the last week or so as I'm seeing people's like Spotify Wrapped and Apple Music replays coming out. What's better, Apple Music or Spotify? What are our thoughts here?
Oh, Apple Music. Apple Music.
Oh,
100%. I think the app is way cleaner. Like it doesn't like when you go into it, it's much more obvious to navigate where you want to go. I think the fact that you can do podcasts and music in the same app is confusing. I think you can just go to Apple Podcasts and Apple Music instead of. And I think that it's the way that you queue songs. You just press on a song and do like play next instead of having to click the little like buttons and say add to queue. You can just say play next on Apple Music. I think that's easier.
But in Spotify, you can just swipe.
Same.
To add to queue.
Dude, here's my big thing with Spotify. I was always confused about like how it would just start playing a random song after the song I played. Like I'd want to play like a couple songs in a row, but I'd have the free version and it would just randomly play a different song.
Oh.
The free version sucks. The free version is
unusable.
So bad.
Yeah, the free version you can't use
the free version. Like it's insane. Like it literally you can't queue. You like can make a playlist, but it won't like listen to you. Like it's so dumb.
Yeah, it's like here are 5 other songs.
Yeah. I feel like Jake, you're a big Spotify guy though.
Yeah. I think it's better just because I've only ever used it, so I feel like it makes sense to be to the podcast in the same app, and I know how to like add songs to queue quickly, but I guess it depends what you're used to. I would never want to switch either way. I feel like that would be hard. So
do you have like a family plan? Is that how you roll? Or like I know Apple Music people, I feel like everybody who has Apple Music is in a family plan. There's nobody.
That's exactly what I was gonna say, bro. My family actually did used to have Spotify, and then we switched because we got this like massive Apple family plan where we got like a terabyte of like family cloud storage, and we got like Apple Fitness, Apple News. Yeah, Apple Music, like we did, it was like everything. It was basically everything Apple offers in once. Like we're like Apple's like super favorite customer, bro. Like we literally pay for everything they offer.
I just have the student. I have the student plan for Spotify. So like if you can prove you're a student, then it's only $6 a month. So that's what.
That's actually good. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, that's good. Apple Music, you could never get that cheap, and they would.
Apple would never do that shit.
They would never do that. They're way too cheap to do that.
Yeah, because I was sick of having my family's music on my app, so I just switched to that.
Speaking of music, here's the bigger question, I guess. With the replays coming out and the Spotify Wrapped, what's your number one song of the year?
Ooh.
Oh,
people are doing artist and whatever. I'm like, I don't care about that. I want to know what exactly.
I actually have a tie in terms of like number of plays.
Oh, okay.
Texas by Big X the Plug. Shout out the Cottage Weekend. That was probably half of them in that weekend alone. And Ain't No Love in Oklahoma by Luke Combs.
Okay.
Okay. My top song was Die Trying by Drake and Party Next Door on the new album.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was like pretty far away, number one.
How many plays are we talking here?
I got 138. Pretty high, I think.
Oh my God.
I think that's pretty high.
Mine was 80 on the button for both of them.
Yo, my top song has 50 plays.
Jeez.
What are you guys on?
Damn. Yo, some people's number 5 artists had the same number of listens as my number 1. Like when I was seeing people posting it, and I'm like, that's insane, bro.
I feel like I just listen to like if I listen to the same music over and over again, I just get bored, you know? Like,
same.
You gotta give me something new.
Exactly. I also have been big into podcasts recently, not gonna lie. Big into like sports podcasts.
You know, I started listening to Shane Gillis a lot. His podcast.
I mean, also, if I'm being honest, I also just like brain rot. Does it do that?
I don't know.
Mine does that. Oh.
Let's see if Apple Podcasts
we have a separate app. Yeah.
Oh, I see. I got the Steve Dangle podcast as number 1.
Oh, I have. Oh,
I got the Steve Dangle podcast, then 32 Thoughts for me. My top.
Mine's Spittin' Chicklets, then the Locked On Fantasy Basketball podcast, and then At the Letters, which is the Blue Jays like Sportsnet one, and then 32 Thoughts.
32 Thoughts, if you know, you know.
Yeah.
All right. I feel like now we also do
niche.
that enough. Who is your top 5 artists?
Oh.
I feel like that's like I actually am genuinely curious.
Here, let me look.
Yeah, I want to hear Antonio's.
I was not
Dude,
surprised by mine at all. I was not surprised by mine at all.
Mine's kind of
Okay.
crazy. So number 1, Greta Van Fleet. Bro, they are so elite. I've been on such a Greta Van Fleet this year. Number 2 is this guy named Jorge Rivera Herranz.
Bro, if we got any like music nuts listening, bro, they're gonna go crazy to whatever.
He wrote this. Okay, it's gonna sound crazy. He wrote this musical called Epic. Yeah, I know. Okay.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
Okay.
We support all interests here.
Like
on the
the
FHP
5
podcast.
people that like hockey and musicals out there, they'll be fucking going crazy. And then number 3 was ABBA.
Okay.
Okay, I know that.
Dozier.
Okay, yeah. I'm sensing your type of music based on those.
Yeah. And I actually can't see number 5 right now. I don't know why it's being stupid. 1 second. Billy Joel. There it is.
Okay.
Okay.
Lock it in.
All right, Jake, who's yours?
Well, mine are so basic now compared to that.
Yeah, I know. So are mine. Mine are even more basic. Don't worry.
Okay. I got number 1, Future. Number 2, this one surprised me the most, Party Next Door over.
It's probably that
Drake.
Drake album, though.
Yeah. Then Drake's on number 3, then Young Thug, and then Bryson Tiller. So,
heavy rapper there. Mine's Drake. This is probably like the most generic 2025 rap you can have. I'm not even.
All right.
Drake number 1, Zach Bryan number 2, Morgan Wallen number 3, Future number 4, and 21 Savage number 5.
Yeah.
Outside of maybe 21, if that was Party Next Door instead of 21, that would probably be the most generic top 5 you could have.
Probably.
Well, I guess Taylor Swift. For a guy.
For a guy.
I saw a guy that had Taylor Swift number 1.
That's insane.
Straight guy that I know, and I was like,
"That's true." Are you sure?
Yeah.
That's crazy. I cannot listen to that much Taylor Swift.
Listen, I'm all for the
Swift is your
occasional
top
take
list.
to like pre, or like you want to mix in some Rihanna at the pre, or some like Megan Trainor, Prime Katy
Kelly
Perry.
Clarkson.
Yeah,
I know.
That shit too. If you want to throw that in at the pre, I'm fine, but that should not be enough to be your most listened to artist.
Yeah.
Like none of the people I play at the pre are in my like top listen to.
No, me neither.
But actually, I listened to literally no music in November. That was just I only had 400 minutes total in the whole month.
What?
Jeez.
Yo.
Bro, that's my number 1 played song had 3 plays. It was all on Friday.
I had 4,000 minutes. And for some reason, Cyndi Lauper's Time After Time was my number 1 song. I don't know why.
The funniest, most listened to song for a month I have was Live is Life, which was Team Canada's World Junior Goal song, was my most listened to song in January.
Oh. Damn.
Which doesn't surprise me actually though, because I spammed it when I was with my like family friends in Mexico when we were watching them. I spammed it when they scored. I'd play it like 7 times in a row when they would score. And then we were playing mini sticks and I'd score and I'd play it. All right. I know, right? I sound like I'm like 15 years old. If you're not even like
you kind of do, but I was just gonna say that's a great segue talking about hockey there a little bit. It's a great segue to get into our episode. Enough about us. Let's start talking about the actual players that matter. Let's get into it. FHP 94th episode starts now. Hello, everybody. We're back with another FHP podcast episode. I'm your host, Antonio, alongside Ben and Jake. We're back. Boy, I was watching that that intro and I realized I think like 70% of the people in those clips are
on a different team
or on a different team. I was gonna say,
I
like,
know.
must
Bro,
bring a tear to your eye
Marchand-
watching Marner.
Matthews to
No.
Marner. Yep, I know Marner's gone. Fleury's out of the league.
Marchand,
Kane's on the Red Wings.
the
Marchand's on the
Panthers.
Panthers.
Cruz gone.
Eichel's on Vegas. That's yeah.
Oh my god. Some of the best calls.
And Draisaitl and McDavid are just still doing their thing.
Yeah, unfortunately. Not for long though. Give it a year and a half.
Give it 4 months, they may not even be in the playoffs. I said what I said.
Hey yo, hot take there.
All right. So how let's just get right into it. Yeah.
Sounds good.
All righty. So I guess we'll start with the one signing that's happened in the last week is Mike Matheson extends 5 years, $6 million AAV with the Montreal Canadiens. What are your boys' early impressions on that?
Oh, I feel like this would have been shocking like 2 years ago, but now I think it's kind of expected, I imagine, right? I don't know what you guys think.
I don't love it personally.
Yeah, I the thing that surprises me, and they're like kind of a young team, which is why, like, unless it's like your young players you're locking up, like I feel like you got to be really like
careful about handing out 5-year term to a 30-year-old.
Yeah. So like I don't know, like I'd be a penny pincher, if I was the GM of a young team that like Suzuki, Caulfield, Slavkovsky, Hudson, they're all going to get huge deals in like
Well, Hudson already got it. Hudson and Slav already got it.
I think
it's really
more. In like at the end of his deal,
he just signed it last year. This is his first year in the deal.
Yeah, so I know, but but he's still like what, 22?
Yeah,
like
he's a free agent when he's 30, I believe, or 29.
Was it 7 years?
Yeah, it was 7 or 8 years. It was like really long. Same with the Caulfield deal, dude. They're set. Like they literally have like Caulfield at like 7 or like 8, Suzuki at like 9.
Yeah, I know.
At like 9.
Once you get to the end of those contracts, all those guys are getting easy double digits.
Yeah,
which like sure. I know like this contract might be up before then, but like what type of crew are they going to be rocking with those guys?
I just think
lock up.
I just think you gave Dobson 9.5. You gave Hudson 8 and something, I believe. Both long-term deals. Those guys are both primarily focused on defense. You've now locked in a third offense-first defenseman. And I'm just like, especially at 30 years old, like Mike Matheson, if he's not fast and using his good shot, is a bad player. And so I'm like, this just feels like an unnecessary risk for like, I get he's probably a leader on that team. And so that like led them more to want to extend it. But it just feels like a guy's over 30 signing for $6 million a year, which is probably what he's worth for 5 years, is just not great. Like if you want, I just think,
what do you do here? Like, okay, for example,
I know. Because he's like, you don't just want to let him leave. Like that's
like if he wouldn't sign for anything but that, which we imagine they both had to talk.
I would have looked to trade him. I wouldn't have been afraid to trade him, to be honest.
Yeah. So, but then you need to get a hockey trade in this economy because you don't want to sell.
Yeah, but you could just go buy another defense, like go trade for another defenseman, I think.
Yeah, and I feel like you don't need it's not like you're like a Toronto or a Boston where you don't really have offense out of your D line. Like you've already got Cooley, you've got Hudson. There's no reason you need a guy that's powering it in from the end, right? Like
that's why I just feel like Matheson's an overpay. Like I feel like once they got Dobson, it made it clear that Matheson in the last year of his deal was now expendable. And I feel like they now extended him, even though Dobson took his role. So now he's just kind of in this like weird. Yeah, I just don't.
So what are their lines
fan,
now?
I like it. I think
so it's
they have
Dobson.
When they're healthy, it's Hudson, Gooley. I think it's like, or Hudson. I don't actually know. I think
Hudson and Gooley are in different pairings.
I assume Dobson's the first pairing.
Yeah,
right.
It is
with Mike Matheson, right?
Where is it? It is Matheson, Dobson right now. Struble, Hudson, Jack-Eye, Carrier.
And then Gooley would take Struble's place, right? Probably if he's healthy. Or would he be first line with Dobson? Either way, I think a top 4 defenseman. It's a little long the term, but a top 4 defenseman for $6 million isn't crazy in this market. When you think about it, like you're going to struggle to get a top 4 defenseman from free agency for that under that price, in my eyes. I don't know.
Yeah, when you put it that way, I get it. I just feel like Matheson wasn't the guy to invest in being a top 4 guy for 5 more years.
Yeah, I would want it to be someone else, but I guess it's just who they have. They gotta.
Yeah, I think it's just teams are realizing like no one's getting to free agency. Like teams are able to re-sign who they want. So you almost have to just keep your guys and then look to even trade him. I don't know. I don't think there's any clauses. I don't know.
Oh, that's important. There's no clauses
deal, but that would be
everything.
interesting.
Yeah.
If there's like, or even if it's only like a 10-team no trade or something, that's fine because then he can be moved. All right, I feel like we've kind of covered that sufficiently. Anyone got anything else to add?
No. So I mean, overall, what's our thought on this? Overpay, underpay?
I actually think it's a little too long, but I think the AAV is totally fine for the player. I just don't like the player's fit long term in Montreal.
I'm an over term on this. Too much term.
Yeah,
but
I agree. I'd say too much term and not the right fit for the team.
Okay.
That's my overall thoughts.
Let's move on to the next player we have on the docket.
Jesper Wallstedt, man.
Oh.
I remember a year ago, bro, Jake was like panicking about the fact that Wallstedt was a key piece in his dynasty team and he was doing nothing. Now, all of a sudden, this year, 10 games played.
Yes, sir.
He's 1.74 goals against average, 0.944 save percentage, 4 shutouts, and he is a .958 save percentage at 5-on-5 and a .869 high danger save percentage, like shots from inside the house. He saves at an 87% clip, which is absurd because I'm pretty sure league average is like 60%.
Yeah.
So
he's been
tells you he's just
ridiculously
an absolute dog.
Yeah. He almost reminds me kind of like I would say like Vasilevsky, where not only is he good positionally, but he also is very flexible and make big saves. Yeah. Like a lot of goalies now who are good, but then you see them get exposed kind of on teams with lesser defense, like Allmark, is they're really good positionally, but they're not going to make those big saves when they need to. But this guy has both, which is really promising for me.
Yeah, I feel like, I've been a Gustafsson truther, man. I thought he was good in Ottawa. I thought that was a horrible trade when they traded him for Talbot at the deadline like 3 or 4 years ago or whatever it was. But man, you got to look at for Gustafsson. You're like, this guy ain't getting the net back. And he's fresh off a massive extension in the offseason too. Signed like 5x6 or 4x6 or something like that in the offseason. So not ideal that like Wallstedt has this breakout season right after you paid what you thought was going to be your franchise number 1.
Well, I feel like they had to be safe, right? Because it's not like Wallstedt was exactly putting up the numbers years before.
Oh, he was terrible last year.
He was like bad in the AHL last year. Like he was really bad in the NHL. And he was like bad.
They can go back and forth like crazy. Like even like look at I want to avoid doing this, but I'm gonna go to Boston because Swayman had like -9 or something goal saved above expected last year, and now he's leading the league with like a 20. That can't be right. I feel like it's annoying.
Yeah.
I don't think he's leading the league. I'm pretty sure it's
last I checked, it was like 2 days ago. He was leading the league.
Damn.
In goals. Damn.
I also think what is
But I guess I get that, but I don't even know Wallsted's contract situation.
Yeah, he's second right now. He has 17 goals saved above expected. First is Logan Thompson.
Yeah.
18.6. And Spencer Knight's third. Like talk about guys that have just turned it around. I mean, not so much Logan Thompson, but Swayman and Spencer Knight.
Yeah. But it feels like those guys had like reasons that they're performing poorly. Like when you miss training camp, it's so well documented that you're not like your season's never as good when you miss training camp.
Okay, but it's not even like he was bad just at the start of the year. Like he was bad throughout.
I know, but it just throws you off really from the start. But yeah, I just feel like Wallstedt is not going to regress, right? And so you got to imagine that they're just going to now be stuck paying 2 goalies because
I guess you could trade necessarily a bad thing. Honestly,
Yeah, it's not. It's not. I was more
It's not
saying
like
just
6
really
mils. Like it's not like you're paying that much. Like
Yeah.
I
I
the
think
only thing I'd be
it's
worried
tough.
about is Wallsted's next contract because he's on year 1 of 2 of a 2.2 million. So if I were them, I would extend, but he's probably gonna want to wait until he probably is like the 1A next year.
If he finishes the year this good, I think they get it done in the summer. I think it's a
Yeah.
massive, like I think it's like an 8x8 type thing.
Yeah, that's what I think.
8
Then you're
by
paying
9.
14 million for 2 goalies, which is a
Are they
lot.
really
That's why I'm like, it's
you really
it's a
do
lot,
that
but
for them though? Because like I feel like you wait, maybe risk paying him more, but then also like dish off Gustafsson. Like it's another couple of years off of Gustafsson that then you can just
yeah, but the reason I would extend him this summer is he's still playing next year at 2.2. So you can keep Gustafsson for one more year, and then when his extension kicks in, then you flip Gustafsson.
I'm more thinking, I don't know if his camp is going to want to sign.
I
Depends, right?
think if they offered him 8x9, he'd take it.
Yeah, okay, yeah,
Well,
true.
Or 8x8, I think he'd
goalies
take
are
it.
so bipolar. He could easily have a bad year next year. And
That's why I think he'd take it. But I think for Minnesota, they'd be like, we'll take the risk. We believe in our guy. If he
Yeah,
had back-to-back good years, it's 11 or 12 at that point, realistically, right? If you look at Shesterkin got 11, you'd have to
Yeah.
imagine he'd want to beat him if he had 2 really good years and the cap is where it is. So I feel like you could save a solid like $3 million if you get it done this year. But you do take on more of a risk that he was a 1-year wonder.
yeah. Which, I mean, I don't think he is just because he's had I'm not saying you think he is either, but like he has been like the number 1, number 2 goalie prospect for so long now.
Yeah, I mean, he was a first-round pick goalie. Like, those are rare.
Yeah, yeah. Like I feel like Cam Fowler probably passed him in a lot of lists last year, but like before last year, he was number
Jacob.
1.
Jacob.
Or sorry, yeah.
Jacob
Not,
Fowler.
yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I think so too.
Mhm.
I think Askarov is another guy who's like, but that I did see a post though showing how much time like Askarov, Dostal, and Wallstedt spent in the minors, and Knight, like how much all them spent in the minors, then how it translated to them like playing well, and it's like just be patient, like for young goalies who first come up and aren't that good, like be patient.
Well,
Or you end up with like Devin Levi.
Yeah, exactly. Where you try and play him in the NHL way too early and you cook him.
Yeah. But I feel like people have become really impatient with goalies because you'll see like a guy like Swayman come up at like 21 and people will be like, wow, he can play. But that then makes people expect that all the other goalie prospects can also come up and play right away. Isn't the case. Like we know that like some goalies are probably like 26. Like they'll come and start their first, like Tim Thomas, bro. He's like his first good year was when he was 28.
Exactly. Like even look at like Stolarz, bro. Like Stolarz finally got healthy and got his chance to be a starter at like 31 and did really well. And he'd not been that good up until that point. So yeah, takes time, man. Takes time. But I feel like teams have done well not trading them. Like if you think about how much people like bitch about young goalies struggling, you hear very rarely that they get traded. Other than like Knight, but that was a little different.
And Askarov.
True, actually. I bet you Nashville would take that first round pick and pray to God it turns into Askarov at this point. So I think they would prefer Askarov. But I guess it kind of makes sense. Like they had Saros, they thought they were going to get another first rounder to trade for a player later in the year, but
yeah. That was more on Askarov's part. He kind of forced his way out, and then it was funny.
He was like, "Play me."
And
then he didn't even get played in San Jose.
I know. I was gonna say I thought he was gonna leave San Jose because he was like very public about Hayden being the AHL. San Jose got him and sent him right back down
to AHL for like 2 years almost, or a year and a half.
Yeah, but now it worked out. So he'll get his payday. I think this happened with Wallstedt too. More less so, but they sent Askarov down, but they paid him well.
Yeah,
like he was making $2 million in the AHL still.
Yeah, exactly. So you just be like, listen, like we still believe in you. We just want to make sure that you come up at the right time.
Yeah, $2 million was shot.
And I'm guessing San Jose was much more clear to them than San Jose or than Nashville/Milwaukee were about like, listen, like you're our guy. Like we're not doing anything else. Like you going down the AHL does not mean we don't view you as the franchise number 1.
Yeah.
Where the hell did Jake go?
Yeah, are you there, bud?
Jake, are you there?
Is this what? I think he might be preparing for his call. It's about that time now.
Oh, true.
Oh,
hello.
Oh, he's back.
He's
back.
AirPods died and it crashed everything.
All
The
right.
wonders of new technology, folks. This is great.
Yeah.
I guess while we're on the topic of goalies, let's get over to the Winnipeg Jets, man. Connor Hellebuyck goes down 4-6, and all of a sudden the Jets are spiraling. They've lost 4 in a row now. They have a players-only meeting after getting waxed 5-1 by Buffalo on Monday night. They have their first game tonight against Montreal since that players-only meeting, but my goodness, do they not look good.
Dude, imagine. Well, let's get to that point, but just first, imagine being a team so bad that a team has a players-only meeting, like about being dog shit
Because they lost to
they
you.
lost to you.
Yeah, I know. That's like when the Leafs were getting clowned because they're behind Buffalo for the first time in like
Yeah.
who knows how long.
Are
But,
we still?
No. We're ahead of Florida and Buffalo now.
Okay, good.
But what do you guys think the Jets do? And what do you think? Do you think it's like is this showing like how much Connor Hellebuyck holds this team together? Are they just playing poorly and it's kind of timed with the Hellebuyck injury? Bit of both. What do you guys think?
I mean, I
You
feel
go,
like the
Antonio.
issue is, I feel like the issue is that they're a team. It's not like they've kind of built themselves into like a tandem, like a team like I don't know, like Colorado or Boston or Toronto. They've always just kind of been reliant on Hellebuyck playing like 60 games, and it's like, okay, with him in net, like we have like a much better chance to win. So the second you have to game plan to have your backup in net and him be like the main guy, it's not like, oh, this is like one night that we have to play him. Like all of a sudden, like you have to play your backup in third string as the pairing. Like it can rattle a team, I feel like, because the confidence in the guy behind you. It's not like they exactly have a great backup.
Yeah, Comrie's decent, but yeah, I get what you
It's been
mean.
him forever, but like he's like, it's not like he's an up and coming young guy or a vet that's been in the league for a long time and used to be that guy. Like he's kind of like.
I think this is actually more a reflection on Kevin Cheveldayoff and the Jets front office, dating back from like the deadline last year to date. Like I would say March 2025 to right now, he's done an abysmal job. At the deadline, he goes and trades like 2 seconds for Luke Shen and Brandon Tanev. And Shen was like third pairing and Brandon Tanev was like fourth/third line. Like he doesn't add anything to their like middle six that kind of needed some more oomph at the deadline after having a President's Trophy caliber season. They lose. They miraculously beat the Blues. And then they get waxed in the second round. And then he does nothing in the offseason. I get Winnipeg disadvantage, but like you got to do something. Like you can sign some free agents. He lets Ehlers go. And now all of a sudden they sit here in December and you're like we could put ourselves in a hole that we can't get out of with Hellebuyck out right now. And so I feel like it's almost more of a reflection on the Jets' poor management really than the players necessarily.
Well, I feel like what happens when you have like an MVP level goalie just kind of drop out from under you. It's like,
yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to say they wouldn't be a playoff team last year, but they would not be anywhere close to the 1 seed in that division if Hellebuyck isn't having an MVP season. I don't think that's a crazy take. Like, let's say he's just a normal goalie. He has like a 900 save percentage. I think they're probably in like the 3 seed or the wild card.
Yeah.
I feel like as much as the management is bad and like they could put a much better team around him. Like just if you don't have your guy on his game, like Hellebuyck is he's a game breaker.
I guess it's like, the Bruins build their offense around Pastrnak, Leafs build around Matthews, Nylander, Jets build their team and really their defense around Hellebuyck. So I guess, that's a good point. I just felt like Cheveldayoff deserves some hate personally because I think he's not done a great job. Yeah. After I think the summer prior, like with he fleeces with the Dubois trade for Velarde and he added Monahan and Toffoli at the deadline. Like I thought he was cooking and then he's now since then not been.
Yeah, I think that I don't think they're going to do anything. I think they're just going to keep being bad till he gets back and they'll be good again. Yeah. But I mean, they're in a tough situation because I mean, this is another example. I mean, me and Ben have experienced it a lot this year where you let like one of your big guys go for nothing, and it kind of backfires. Not that neither team really had a choice. I don't think Ehlers wanted to stay because they didn't play him much there. They didn't really handle that situation well at all his whole career.
Yeah.
But I think when someone leaves through free agency and you're Winnipeg, it's really hard. Like, I don't think they can get anyone from free agency, to be honest.
I really don't think they can. Like, I don't think they can get anyone other than like it seems like they can get stay-at-home defensemen, and
Mhm.
they can get bottom six defense first forwards. It's
Yeah, that's
seemingly
about
what
it.
they can sign.
Yeah.
That's why I criticize his deadline so much. I'm like, that's your opportunity to go get someone who's going to stay here long term. He's like to go get him at the deadline, and I'm like, you didn't do that, and he didn't really make any trades to replace Ehlers. Like the Jets have their picks. Like they kind of only trade their picks in that year. Like they
Mhm.
didn't Toronto it where they trade a bunch of picks in the future. Like they could,
Yeah.
they have the assets to go get someone.
And
Like
I don't think
I
they
feel like
will
they could
either.
have been in the market.
Because I don't think a rebuild is an option for this team. I mean, they won the President's Trophy.
Well, what are you gonna
Yeah,
do?
but
Like,
they're
And
getting old,
they
man.
weren't selling out. The arena didn't barely sold out ever last season.
and what do you do with Hellebuyck then? Like, are you just gonna let
I
him
think
like
you-
die
I think
on a
you-
rebuilding team? Like, are you gonna move him?
You
No,
don't
I
rebuild.
think
I'm saying
you're right. I
the
think you just
reason they're
have
not
to
like
keep trying to win.
you just have to keep trying to win without moving many draft picks and hope your young players hit and come and refresh the roster, kind of like the Washington Capitals. I bet that's what they're trying to do.
I feel
And
like
then
that's the only play you can do. But like at the same time, like Scheifele's 32.
yeah,
Connor's like 28 or 29. And I get he just signed a big extension, but like they don't have that much time with this core to really
no, I
be
agree.
competitive.
I think they're
longer.
cooked. I think they'll make the playoffs for a few more years,
I think,
but
yeah,
they'll never go all in.
I think barring a prospect coming out of nowhere, or like landing a huge fish via trade, I really don't see how they don't kind of fix this just constant downward trajectory for the next few years.
Yeah, I don't think they will, but I think they'll just continue being a playoff team that gets eliminated and gets the playoff tickets.
Really,
And
I feel like it's more surprising that they did so well last year. I don't think it's like because they've
yeah,
been,
I think that's definitely true. Like to be President's Trophy level good, nobody saw it coming.
yeah, I think that they like everybody just kind of expects them to be like the 3 seed in their division. And then that just to be what they do.
Yeah.
So I feel like I don't think it's like that crazy that they've like fallen off so much. I think Hellebuyck was willing them to be like just a disgusting team because he was being disgusting.
I also think we might be like discrediting Ehlers a little bit, and Ehlers might have just carried that second line because if you look at their production, bro, outside of Velarde, Scheifele, and Connor, which is their first line, everyone else, and Morrissey, which is their first D pairing, and the guy on the power play, everyone else is doing horrible.
Okay, but
Yeah.
And Ehlers was like Ehlers had like 70 points last year.
I used to glaze Ehlers, but I've looked back at his stats. The guy hasn't had an 80-point season.
Last year, though, he had like 70, but he's always on the second line alone. They haven't had a good 2 seed.
More than that, the issue is he's injury prone, which I feel like if you're Winnipeg, like this guy has not played a full season in his NHL career.
But I just feel like they've never had a good They had Vladislav Meskov as their 2 seed the last like 3 years. That guy's like a okay 3 seed. I feel like I might be discrediting him a little bit, but like that's what I think of when I hear his name. And Ehlers was like managing to make that guy like a 50-point guy. And Perfetti had the best year of his career last year with Ehlers on that second line. Okay, so I feel like the loss of Ehlers carrying that second line has killed their depth scoring.
I had to fact check myself. Sorry. Ehlers has played 3 full seasons in the NHL in his 11th season career, I think. Yeah.
Okay, but how many has he played like over 70? How many has he played like over 75, I guess?
4.
Okay, yeah. See, yeah, that's definitely injury prone.
He went 72, 80.
Keep in mind there was a 56-game season in there.
Yeah,
one of those years
he only played 45 games in.
Yeah. But I think, I mean, if you look at it, like, I feel like I went to a Leafs Jets game last year, and it's just like, it can't be said how ridiculous the goaltending was. I mean, for most of the season, his goals against average was under 2. So if they score 2 goals on you, it's going to go to OT, basically, is how you got to think of it. Like, they were ridiculous.
Yeah.
Any like, top 6 in the league, like, especially theirs is, like, not terrible, is going to score, like, 3 goals most games. Like,
but that's my point. Their second line isn't doing that. And I feel like the most obvious guy is the fact that Ehlers left, and all of a sudden now their second line can't score. And their third line was never really meant to be a scoring line, but now they're trying to make it a scoring line because it was meant to just be elite shutdown D. But yeah, I think they really, the more we're talking about this, I think the way to fix it to be an actual contender is you got to get a dog top 6 player. Can be a center, can be a winger, it doesn't really matter.
Yeah, you do.
That's really a fixable way, like the way to fix it. So
Come
get
take-
like Alex Tuck.
Come take Victor Arvidsson from us.
Buddy, that guy's a bottom sixer, man. Like that guy sucks.
Who is this?
Victor Arvidsson.
Oh God, yeah.
Dude, give us a second. You know you want to.
All right, enough of that. Okay, let's quick touch on a few teams who are red hot now on a more positive note. The Washington Capitals have won 5 in a row. They're 8-1-1 in their last 10. And the Central Division is going nuclear. The Avs are 9-0-1 in their last 10. The Stars are 7-1-2 in their last 10. And Minnesota's 8-0-2 in their last 10. That's the top 3 of the Central. And so them boys are cooking.
I feel like it was like it had to happen at some point because the East as a whole, the whole conference was just outplaying the West.
I know. And also remember the
10 games.
deadline a few years ago, bro, where it was like, oh, Timo Meyer's going to the East. Jacob Chikrin's going to the East. Like it was like every good player just kept getting traded to the Eastern Conference. And so, yeah, going to balance out eventually where the bad teams in the West get good. But, I mean, I guess those are the 4 teams. The 4 teams I just listed were some of the best teams in the league last year. And they're now finding their stride again this year.
Coming back.
I think we're starting to really see now. I mean, I guess if you kind of want to include the Leafs, that's much shorter time span. But like the teams who we expected to be good and the teams who are good in previous years are now getting hot. Well, the Utahs and the Anaheims and the Pittsburghs who were like really hot to start the year in the playoffs are starting to cool down and come back down. The Bruins, the Red Wings. Bro, you guys are third, but we have like 5 games in hand on you or something insane.
Yeah, the Bruins are frauds right now.
Listen, the
point that it was not trying to hate on you guys. You guys, I think, actually are still in the playoffs if you show up by point percentage. But it was more to say the teams that we expect to be good as we get deeper into the season, the more veteran teams are now figuring it out.
Thanks, Sherlock.
Just saying, it's starting.
The teams that we expect to be good are playing good.
They weren't good before, is my point. Like Minnesota, bro. Remember, people like 3 weeks ago, people were talking about like whether they're like, man, Minnesota signs Kaprizov to a $17 million deal. Like their cap is cooked again. They are playing badly. Their defense is old, and now they're third in the Central, and they have like the best young goalie on the planet, and no one's saying shit.
Yeah, haters do pipe down real quick.
Mm-hmm. So, how's Alex Ovechkin?
The fall off is next year.
When he retires, when he goes back to Russia and he's done playing, that's when the fall off's going to happen.
0 points per game. Calling it.
I really hope he plays another year. Just so you can be like, as soon as he gets a point, be like, well, again.
Dude, he doesn't age.
It's insane, man. It's insane.
Dude, I'm feeling old. Like I'm in my 3rd year of varsity rugby, and I feel like I'm gonna break. How is this guy doing it at 39 years old?
Yeah, actually, I would say as someone who played like high level hockey like my whole life up until I now went to university, and now I don't play high level sport. Oh my gosh, bro, my body like when I walk around just feels so much more naturally like healthy. Whereas I imagine you're feeling the opposite. Like you're like my body.
Dude, I stand up out of a chair and my back cracks like twice a day.
I guess actually though, I would say I'm starting to notice in my hips. I don't know if you do, Jake, but my hips get really tight. Like if I sit like in your normal seated position for like 25 minutes or longer, I have to like crack my hips. Like they get super stiff and tight. And like you hear that in like hockey players that like that's why they get like a lot of them get like their hips replaced because like the way you skate messes with your hips. And I'm like, damn, bro, like I'm only 20. Like I shouldn't be like stiff after sitting for 20 minutes. Like what is this?
Gotta get those Pilates stretches out.
Yeah, man. I keep telling myself I'm gonna start doing yoga, and then that never happens. But it's so good for you. I just can never convince myself to actually do it.
Bro. Middle school Ben could never. Back in the day, let's go back.
I used to be the most inflexible human being impossible.
Back when I went to the spa and I did yoga, and middle school Ben made sure everybody.
Middle school Ben couldn't hold that in, man. I lasted like 13 hours before I said something.
Oh,
Hey, man. All right. That is all the recent news, I believe. I don't think you guys got. I guess actually, Toropchenko burned his leg. So that's now the third goofy injury.
What
of
is
the season.
happening?
I know.
What is happening?
He burned his leg cooking. So that's number 3 goofy injuries of the year.
Is 2025 maybe just like the year of like the duck or something? Like everybody's just ducking games. They're like, yeah, I'm gonna do whatever, and I'm just gonna miss games.
Yeah, I'm just gonna pour boiling oil on my leg so I don't have to play.
I mean, not a crazy like. Imagine you're getting paid millions of dollars a year to like work out and play all the time. Like, what if you're just lazy and you're like, I want to take a couple weeks off. Let me cut myself a steak knife.
Yeah, but I think also you have to look at it though. Like, if you miss that many games, that's opportunity someone else is going to be playing.
Okay, but if you're Jack Hughes, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, fair. Yes, you'd have to be a superstar to do that. But like, if you're a depth guy, as Troy Stetcher said last night, my career's on the line every game, man. What do I have to lose?
What a quote!
I know, bro. He had his goal and assist last night too. He's the answer. Crazy though what a puck moving defenseman does in our system, man. OEL 4 goals, 16 assists in 26 games. Stetcher has like I think he has 3 points or 4 points in the 5 games he's played for us. Like shocker. Like you put a defenseman who actually knows how to break the puck out, and all of a sudden they can produce like crazy.
Yeah.
But Craig had to listen to Rick from Barrie and get all these slow, fat ogres on the back end.
Hey man, don't hate on Rick.
That also wasn't me. I saw someone else tweet that, and I thought that was like the funniest. This was like 2 weeks ago too, and we were in prime Tank for McKenna era as Leaf fans, and I thought that was really funny.
Crazy at what a week can do. You go from last week hating on the Leafs to this week.
I know, literally.
Teams that are playing so great. It's the Toronto Maple Leafs.
The Leafs Poppy account that I follow posted the hangover clip.
We're so back.
I know they posted the hangover clip.
Cowboys fan? Like, we beat the Kansas City Chiefs. We're winning the Super Bowl.
Okay, to be fair, I don't think they say, hey, man, they're going to beat y'all ass tomorrow, and you are going to miss the playoffs, and they're going to make the playoffs.
To the Cowboys, okay? Anyway, let's get back into hockey. I feel like we've been in a panicky mood all episode. I don't know what's happening. The vibes are just kind of
You think it's time? You think it's time?
I feel like it's time. I swear it wasn't me. I did not hit her. We're going to the panic room.
Yes, sir, baby. Yes, sir. All right. Who's starting us?
I feel like Jake's got to lead us off. Jake Lloyd, who is your panic player to start us off?
All right, let me see if this is working. My panic player is
hold on. Your panic player
is Dylan Genther.
Out of sync, man. We'll get
there. We go.
There we go.
We got the picture up at least. This is a guy who I've been really excited for since he was in the league, and he was really good last year. Especially his shot is crazy, but this year he struggled. In his last 5 games, he has 4 points, but only 1 goal, which is kind of his thing. Only 19 points in the season in 27 games, and this is a guy who they need to be, especially with his contract, pretty close to point per game, honestly. And he hasn't been the only one struggling in Utah, but definitely, in my opinion, at this point in the season, I would drop him just because if it's a single-year league.
I feel like you got to hold him. Yeah, but he's still a top line guy. Like he still plays first line. You can't drop him. No. Like if he was on the waiver wire in any of my leagues, I would claim him so fast. Really? Like I'd spend my entire yearly budget on Genther if he was on waivers tomorrow.
In a
category, even in a redraft league, if he was on waivers, I would spend my entire free fab budget on Genther.
Huh.
I think I'd pay a lot for it. I don't know about full budget.
Because I just think that's still a guy who could be finishing the year with 40 goals, and I wouldn't be surprised, even at this point.
Actually, yeah.
And he could be 40-80 at the end of the year, and I wouldn't be surprised at all.
Yeah, I
feel like you would more games of him being mid. For you to think about dropping him. Like, I guess that's what
I would say if he continued to perform the way he has in the last like 10 games, let's say if that continued into like end of January, then I would consider dropping.
Okay, you're giving him 2 more months then?
Yeah. Oh, actually, fuck, that's a long time. I'd say a month and a half.
Okay,
Like 4.
okay.
I'd say 6 weeks.
Okay.
Fair.
And then I'd be like, okay, like it's time. Just because like you probably spent a high pick on him too. And so I just feel like you gotta give it like to outright drop him, you have to know he's gonna be ass for the rest of the year to do that.
Yeah, that's fair. I mean, I guess you just think like he's obviously a very good player, but this is a year after signing the big contract. A lot of players have down years. So I just think there's a chance that maybe, like, I'm not saying he's cooked for his career, but this year could just be an off year. Maybe you want to avoid that.
All right.
Yeah.
Should we do our final ratings?
What are you panicking, Jake?
I'm gonna do a 7.5. Pretty high.
Okay.
Yeah.
Antonio?
I'll say like more like a 6. 6, 7.
I would say, for me, like a 5 to 6, I would say in there. For panic level, I think. And this actually ties perfectly into my panic room player. And a big reason I think that way is because my panic room player is Clayton Keller, his fellow winger line mate. This is another guy very similar to Jake. He's not had the season you'd hope. This is a guy who had 90 points last year and 30 goals, and he's had 86, 37 goals. So like this is a guy you're expecting to be around 90-point pace, and so the fact he has 8 goals, 14 assists for 22 points in 27 games through this part of the first quarter of the season is concerning. But I think like Keller's the guy. Like Keller drives that line. Like when Keller's cooking, that line is cooking. And I think that applies to Genther too. And so I think a big reason why Genther's goal scoring is down is because like Keller's only has 14 assists in 27 games. Like that's not your primary playmaker. Is not, if he's not setting you up that much, you're not going to score that many goals. And so I think and the Utah power play isn't been very good either. And so it's also hard to get into that like upper echelon of production if your power play isn't very good. Like if you only have, if like Keller has 7 power play points and he does not have a power play goal, like from a guy this good, that's just unacceptable. And so I think the power play's got to get going, and it starts really with the 2 we've talked about.
Yeah. At what point do you switch it up if you're Utah, or you just keep it going and just pray?
I guess at what point would you just say screw it and put Cooley and just go, that's your first line, Keller, Cooley, Genther?
That'd be pretty nasty.
Like if Keller and Genther continue to struggle into, let's say, the 6-week timeline, middle of January, are you putting them together?
I feel like it's hard for this team because it's not like they exactly have a crazy amount of scoring.
Oh, actually they did change it up. They have changed it up. I just looked up their lines. They play tonight. And their lines are Keller, Schmaltz, Peterka.
Ooh, I like that actually.
Daniil Boo, who was a first-round pick the year they took Simashev, Cooley, and Genther. And then Krause, McBain, Carconi, and Yamamoto, Stenlund, O'Brien. But I like that switch up.
I do too.
Yeah.
You're pairing now Keller with Peterka. That's a buy low now, low key. Looking at that, seeing that he's gonna be playing with Keller, I would go get him now because he's been really bad.
Yeah, I would say, sorry, I just got to head out here, boys. But I'm just gonna say for my like panic score, I do a 4 now. But if this line doesn't work for like maybe 2 games, probably up to like a 7 because he's gonna wake up at some point.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, but I gotta go.
All right. Yeah. See you, Jakey.
All right. See ya.
And Tony and I will conclude.
I feel like the big thing is how do teams come out of the All-Star break? Like for like a lot of these guys, we're getting to the point, or I guess the Olympic break.
The Olympic break.
Yeah. Whoa. Dude, it's been so long since you've been able to say that. Anyway, for those teams coming back out of that, I feel like that will be the real time where we can tell whether like these changes need to be made or how much you have to panic about these guys. I feel like with the break coming up, you can kind of relax with like a couple of these guys, like with Genther
Well,
Keller.
even just a Christmas break, like not
I
even
don't
as
think
far away.
nobody's going to be up at like an 8 or 9 for me unless they're like really been bad for a long time.
Yeah. Like I would say of the like known like top 70 guys who are drafted who are struggling, like Keller, Gunther, Point, Matthews, JT Miller. I would say like Panarin less, like I would say JT Miller is the only one that I'm like an 8 or above concerned level.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, so I was at 4 out of 10 for Keller. Like I'm really not worried. Like I really think he's gonna bounce back. And I guess I just trust him. Like I just know he's a good player at this point in his career. And so
I'll go even lower. I'll say like 3.
yeah, it's the guys when they drive the line and you've seen them drive the line and be successful at it in the past, like those are the guys I get the least concerned about when they struggle. Cause I'm like, as soon as you personally, Keller, start playing better, like your points will increase. It's less like Gunther, who's like reliant on Keller or someone else cooking to help him cook.
It's more worrying if like the team as a whole is like kind of unsuccessful. I mean, successful without you contributing. That's what's like.
And yeah, I mean, Utah's not
been good without you. Like you could keep playing like this, and they can keep winning. Like when it's a team that like depends on you like being good or not. That's
I agree.
That's when I'm really just not that concerned.
You're just like that's like Point, like like Matthews. Sorry, like I know he's gonna like figure it out because like we need him. We need him.
Talking about Point. The next
do we even bother?
Braden Point.
I know. I realized that was not even intentional when I did that.
Naturally comes up in conversation. Here's a guy that like I don't understand how Gensel's performing on that line with Point not performing.
He's hurt now. He's not playing.
Okay,
now,
I know, but I mean from before, like during this. I'm going to go off fantasy points that are in our league, but Gensel's averaging up there near like 4 points per game in our Bango scoring.
That's like a point per game player, roughly, just so people know.
Yeah. And you got Point at like 2.8.
Yeah. He's lower than that. He's 2.09 right now.
What?
Yeah.
Damn, he fell off for him even when I was looking at him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't make any sense for like a player like Point. I'm pretty sure he's like let me get this right.
Bro, his usage isn't down or anything.
Fourth. I think he's 4th. Last time I checked, he was like 4th in 2025 goals.
Yeah, he had
goals in the last 3 years. Sorry, that's what the stat was. He's 4th in goals in the last 3 years. And
the last 3 years, these are his goal totals quick. 42 last year, 46 the year before, 51 the year before that.
Yeah, and now you're looking at him, what? He's got like
3 in 21 games.
So he's on pace for like 12?
Yeah, like that's roughly a quarter, yeah.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like the thing is, I'm not too worried, but like it's definitely like building. Like I'm not going to say it's a 3.
I think the injury actually calms it down for me because really? I think Tampa, like I could see this being like he's not even that hurt, but Tampa's using this just as a reset. Be like, listen, we're cooking. Like, we don't need you to come back, but you're not going to win anything if you're not playing well. So they're like, go rest. He may have been bothered from something dating back to camp. He kind of takes some time, rests, and then he comes back and is himself again.
My issue is like, I don't know. Like, it's weird for a guy that's putting up like such high goals to just fall out in the middle of a season. I guess you kind of saw it with Pasternak a couple seasons back, and he was like really bad for the first 3 quarters of the season, and then the last quarter he went 2 points per game and was just cooking. Could probably see something similar here. Obviously, you're never going to drop this guy, but
he's out indefinitely with an undisclosed injury. Like if that's not the most like mental reset like I've ever heard.
Well, it's just worrying to me with goal scorers. Like with playmakers, it's like okay, I can see the playmaking go away for a bit and then bounce back. But for goal scorers, like if you don't have your touch.
Yeah.
Like it can take a long time for that to come back. Like I feel like that's one of the most like the people who are goal scorers, like that's the most confidence dependent type of player.
Yes. Yeah. That like, I would 100% agree with that. But I don't think Point's entirely reliant on like goal scoring first. Like I think he could come back and be pardon?
What are his assist numbers over the last 3 seasons? Like we talked about, like he's got
40, 44, 44.
okay.
So like he is a more like when he's at his best in his actually really only his last 3 years he's had more goals than assists. Other like up
Which, I
until the
mean,
last 3 years
he's
been more assists than goals.
Yeah, but
the him at his best has been the last 3 years. Like the best 3 years
Yeah.
of his career are the last 3 years.
yeah, I don't know. I mean, what's made him really good is that in close scoring, and I feel like that you got to look at who's on the line with him.
And the power play.
To set him
And
up.
I feel like he's going to come back and be 1C, and he's going to come back and be top power play with Kucherov and Gensel. Like I think he can like close his eyes and get 20 assists.
Yeah, that's true. All right, so what's your panic rating on him?
I would say honestly like a 3 right now.
Okay.
But I think I'm really, really dependent on like I think this injury is like a good reset for him. And like if he's bad the first 2 to 4 games coming out of whenever he does return, like if he struggles again, then I'd say it jumps to like a 6 or 7.
I'll say I'm sitting at like a 6 right now. He's actually, although I say that, and he's actually a guy that I'm looking to buy. Like I've been,
but he's just such an easy buy. Like he's done so bad that it's like how it like
especially because we're in Dynasty. Like for Dynasty, this guy's like the most obvious.
Okay, actually, I'll propose this to you. Tommy said no. We talked about this for a while, and this was like up for discussion for about like a week and a half. But Scheifele for 0.1 for 1.
Dude, I feel like I've offered him better than that for point.
No, I get that, but I'm saying like that's what I was like because I'm like Point has done because Scheifele this year and last year was like equivalent to what Point was doing the last 3 years.
Yeah,
roughly a little worse, and he is older. But that I mean, obviously, I was trying to win the trade. Like I wasn't trying to.
Yeah, of course.
But yeah, he ended up saying no. I guess actually, while we're on the topic of Olympics, quickly or like before you reminded me a few minutes ago. Have you seen the stuff about the rink and that like the rink that they're building in Milan is they think not going to be, it's definitely not going to be Olympic size. Right now they're saying it's going to be smaller than an NHL rink, but I'm pretty sure the NHLPA came out or the NHL, like the NHL came out itself and said like, if it's smaller than an NHL size rink, like the players aren't going.
Wait, what?
Yeah. Like, you know, the little bald dude with the glasses who always like flips the cards like for draft lottery. Do you know who I'm talking about? If you saw him, you'd know who he is. Like he's like the number 2 guy in the NHL, I'm pretty sure, behind Bettman. He was the one who said it.
Damn.
Like it was not like some rando. But I haven't seen anyone like freaking out by it yet. So it feels like
the thing is, I feel like didn't they have the players already signed something that said like
if there's if they said if there's no rink completed, there's no NHL players going.
Okay,
but that's just if the rink's not completed. So actually, I guess
we'll get it done. But I feel like they have to fix the dimensions, right? Like I that can't be that crazy. Like I think they said it's like a couple
right. Like there's no. Yeah, it's like a normal Olympic rink, I think, is like 100 or normal NHL is 100 by 200. And this one was like 98.75 by like 199 or something like that is like what it's by. Like it's like not even noticeably smaller, but like it is technically.
Yeah, but they were talking about how like in the 4 nations, like there just wasn't space for the skilled and elite players to get around the edge. I feel like it's low-key advantage the worst teams if we do end up with a smaller rink.
Yeah, I would say it's advantage like Finland, Sweden.
Yeah,
but I'd say it heavily disadvantages like the teams who don't have a ton of NHLers. Like if you can't be like make those like quick tic-tac-toe plays down low, like you're just not good enough to do that, you will not be able to score in this tournament. So I'm like, I feel like it benefits the teams who are full NHLers who are slightly worse than Canada and US. Like the tier 2, I think it benefits the most.
I actually, you know what's great? I think it actually advantage the US.
In that they're more like skilled?
No,
they have like
in that
Jack Hughes.
Canada just has more speed. And if you're in a smaller rink, that helps you less.
Yeah, true. Like, I mean, if you think of like all the like Americans
You
that do
think
like
of
those
Canada
crazy
players like
puck
Celebrini,
trips.
Hagel, McDavid, McKinnon, like they're all like
Yeah.
McCall. Like you think of them as really fast.
Yeah, but like
Whereas
Quinn and Jack and like Kyle Connor and like Eichel, Matthews, like those guys are so really fast too.
I mean, yeah, fast, but it's not what
Larkin.
they're known for. Like you don't think of Eichel and you're like, yeah, that guy's fast. You think of him like Eichel,
True.
okay, yeah, that guy can shoot the puck. Matthews, that
True.
guy-
Yeah, true. But I also feel like, bro, like we're talking about a grand total of 2.25 inches. Like I
No,
don't think
because it's feet and it's in two different ways. So if you think about it, it's like square footage of
yeah, I guess, yeah. But like it's still not that much. Like
Well,
I would say, I mean, if you compare it to being expected to use an Olympic rink, it's obviously massively different.
yeah, because the Olympic rinks are normally so much bigger.
Yeah,
That said, I don't know why Italy's chosen to do this and be like, yeah, instead of an Olympic size, we're gonna actually go smaller than the NHL.
that wasn't intentional. They're not. They went like ridiculously elaborate with what rink, like the design of the rink and the layout of the rink, and now they're not able to build it fast enough, and so they're compromising by making the whole thing like smaller. Why those extra inches on the ice would make that big of a difference in construction, I'm not entirely sure, but that's why they're doing it.
That's so stupid.
I know.
But also, like, aren't you supposed to normally have the stuff built? Like, you have 4 years to prepare for the Olympics.
I know.
Why are we coming down to the last minute now? You know?
I don't understand it. I'm trying to find an image of what it's actually insane though, what it's supposed to look like.
I just think that's crazy.
It is crazy. Oh yeah, this was the picture I was looking for. This is what it's supposed to look like.
Yeah, that's sick.
Right? Like that's insane. But it currently looks like this. Like they're not even done the exterior yet.
Yeah. That's just kind of an embarrassment. Like you're hosting.
Oh, it's a horrible look for Italy, bro. It's a horrible look for Italy. If the NHL players don't come, like Italy will get insanely clowned. Like it would all be their fault that they don't come. Like I totally get it from the NHL side. Like I'm not sending my multi-million-dollar assets who basically are all the faces of our league to like Italy to play in some hodgepodge like shinny tournament.
Well, I feel like you don't even care about the seats. Like it's so easy to just make a decent rink.
I know. Like they did not have to go this extra. Like just build a rink, bro. Like people would rather see the NHL players play than not.
Care.
Exactly.
Like
exactly.
Outdoor. Just like have it
Like
maybe a little bit covered. Like
with like a roof. Like literally just build ice with seats and a roof. Like I don't disagree with you. They better get it done because if there's no Olympic break, like the NHL would obviously do something, but it would probably just be an all-star game.
No, I think they do.
Actually, they'd probably do like a World Cup of hockey or some like they do 4 nations with like more teams.
Yeah, they would do like
a Team Europe. I think they do like a Team Europe type thing, and then they add like Slovakia.
Wait, speaking of, does Russia have a team?
I don't. As of right now, no.
Not even like the thing that they were doing with the other Olympics, where like they play under a different name.
As of right now, I've not heard anything because I saw a thing that was like Ovechkin said he still hopes to win a medal, but like it was said in the context of like it doesn't sound like he's going to win one at this Olympics.
I mean, that could just be them not being as good of a team because they haven't played in so long. But
they would be nasty. They'd be right up there with like Kaprizov, Kucherov, Malkin, like Ovechkin, obviously. Pardon?
Keep going.
Vasilevsky, Shesterkin, Bobrovsky. Trying to think of some Russian D-men. Orlov.
Yeah, but that's the issue. Like, I think they're like
yeah, but like
easily third. Maybe like they'd be competing with Sweden and Finland for bronze. I think.
Yeah, but I think they could get
a game
hot. I think with the goalies they have, they could beat anyone. Because like Shesterkin and Vasilevsky, you could just have one of those games where like you're just not beating them. And Kaprizov and Kucherov on the power play could find a way to score like 2, and they could win 2-1.
It'd be cool if it was like kind of like baseball, where like they would play on like back-to-back days, or like it was so like it would actually matter like having multiple good goals.
They do. It does. It's way bigger than like they play like a big round robin tournament. Like
Yeah, but
they,
is it like every day you play, or is it every other day?
every other day, but they do mix in some back-to-backs. Like you will play back-to-backs. Like that like every like when those when like people make the mock of like extras, like people expect the extras to get into at least a game or two.
Okay. Fair.
I guess I mean this is literally the perfect segue.
Yeah.
And that was not even intentional either, but this is the perfect segue. With Canada's Olympic roster expected to come within the next week, you know, FHP decided we've got to make our own roster. So let's talk Team Canada. How do we want to do this? So we've made our team. How do we want
like we just like explain our thought process for like each line?
Yeah, I agree.
Maybe we go through everybody first, and then we come back and describe.
Just read off the lines and then get into the specifics.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That makes no sense because then people might be like, "Why is this guy not like on this?"
Yeah, true. They'd be waiting. Okay, yeah. So let's get into it. First line. I won't do this for every line.
I was so confused. I was like, "Why aren't you just talking?"
Is all right. So Celebrini, McDavid, Marner is the first line. Marchand, McKinnon, Crosby is the second. Hagel, Suzuki, Reinhart is the third. Point, Scheifele, and Wilson is the fourth line. The forward extras are Bedard, Tavares, and Stone. And then the deep pairings are Taves and Makar, Morrissey and Parayko, Uyghur and Theodore, with Schaefer and Harley, the extras. And then the three goalies we took were Thompson, Binnington, and Wedgwood. We listed Logan Thompson as a starter, Binnington as a backup, and Wedgwood as the extra, but that is very much subject to change. But those are the three we think should be there.
Okay, let's get into it. So, let's start from the top. Let's start
line one. So we knew McDavid won. See, that was the easiest decision of all time. We remember Marner. Marner worked well with McDavid. I mean, he set up the final goal. He's a good kind of playmaker, a guy with the like creativity and playmaking ability similar to McDavid. So I think that was a no-brainer. Put those two together.
Yeah.
Right. I think we were kind of all. And then the left wing spot was where we had the debate.
Yeah, we were thinking like maybe like Hagel or like Stone, but like we're like, I don't know if Stone like plays off wing that well, like kind of.
And he's slow too, so we just like didn't feel like that would be a great fit with the more speedy McDavid and Marner.
Yeah, and so who better than to bring in some young talent? You know, we're talking about last episode how these young guys are really busting onto the scene, and honestly, like having Celebrini down the lineup, we initially had him as our 3 seed.
Because we were trying to build like a defensive third line, but we felt like we still built a good defensive third line anyway. And he has the skill to be with those big boys.
Yeah.
And the speed. And also that's a good defensive first line. Like the Americans' first line is not going to be that good defensively.
Well, and you can even do some like interesting plays where like you have Celebrini switch to the center role and have him stay back with McDavid and Marner going up. Like there's a lot you could do with that.
And even with Marner's ability to like play the point so well, like when Makar's on, like you can cycle Makar as a third forward and Marner's up top, or even Celebrini's up top. Like you could really make it work well. And so I think that line would work really well together.
All right, line 2, we go the Nova Scotia line.
Marchand, McKinnon, and Crosby. Yeah, it was. We knew
with each other every summer. So,
and we knew McKinnon and Crosby were going together. They were together all 4 nations. Like that was pretty easy that they were going to go together, be a line.
The only question here is like Marchand's been faster this year than last year when he was fresh off of the hip replacement. But the question is he able to keep up with that line? Like I could easily see them switch
Hagel and Marchand.
Hagel.
Yeah, I think would be the most obvious switch. But I mean, he's over point per game. He looks like an absolute beast. Like he's been playing so well. I think he like deserves the chance to start in that top 6 for sure. And as you said, they know each other so well. In a bit more veteran line, like again, another pretty good defensive line overall. Less so than that first line, but still solid.
Yeah. Man, it's gonna be amazing to see like Crosby and Marchand playing together would be.
Their work down low, and then they literally just have McKinnon to just like find, and he'll just put the puck on the back of that.
Yeah.
All right, third line. Brandon Hagel, Nick Suzuki, and Sam Reinhart. The vision was a third line shutdown line. With obviously like those are still good players. You can score goals, but that was the vision with that line. I think we did well with it. I think Cooper would use that line a lot. Like that line feels like it feels like those top three lines would almost be used equally in like close, important games.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's like the most mismatched line if we really think about it. Like the other guys have had time to play together.
Yeah.
Like even though
it's like there's no history of these guys playing together. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I think Suzuki's deserved it with the way he's so good two-way. I mean, Reinhart was a Selke finalist last year. Like hard to get better defensive forward than that. And Hagel's pretty good, but he also just adds some physical jam to that line. And just more of a physical presence that you want on a third line. Like, yes, you want to be good defensively, but it can't just be a bunch of like stick work, good defensive guys. Like they got to have some ability to pound the body. So I feel like Hagel fits in there well, and they can score too. Like that's not just a defense line.
Well, and I wonder if like they would even mix in maybe like they'd move like swap in Point for Reinhardt occasionally,
or even Point for Suzuki if they wanted to make
like
that a more offensive line
going together, like that little chemie there. But yeah, I just normally Point just doesn't have the defense to play on a defensive line.
But yeah, when they need offense, they can switch that around. And same with Reinhart. Like if they need offense, they can move him into the top six. Like he could move with Marchand or switch with Celebrini if they wanted like a little more vet late in the game. And the last line is Point, Scheifele, and Tom Wilson. So we felt like Point was too good to leave off. Like he's just too good of a player. His past, and Cooper's the coach again, so it just feels unlikely that they wouldn't take him.
And talking about like not producing, like obviously we have extras. I feel like Bedard would be the slot in for Point. Like I feel like those would be.
I think so. I think they move Scheifele to center, and then they put Bedard on the wing of that fourth line.
Yeah, I agree.
And then Wilson. Again, that's a guy that's just been playing too good to ignore, really, and that's a guy who really adds a physical presence that really we didn't add anywhere in the lineup.
Wilson Kachuk in like a scrap would feed families.
Bro, Wilson and Parayko versus Kachuk and Kachuk.
Or even Hagel and Wilson versus Beck brothers.
And then Scheifele, that was a guy that I felt should have made it in Four Nations last year. Like I felt like he was playing well enough to deserve it over a guy like Cirelli or Jarvis or something. I think maybe something as I'm thinking about this, they did go very winger heavy in the Four Nations selection, and we went very center heavy in our selection of this roster, which means we could be a bit inaccurate, but I just feel like this is what I think would be the best. And I think Scheifele's so good offensively that fourth line would be used as your like bottom six scoring line in most games. I agree.
I feel like then really going to be like the getter going line. Like I could also see them come out and like
that's a fast line too, and Willie can throw the body.
Yeah, like I could almost see them like swapping Hagel and Point or not. Trying to figure out how it would work, but I feel like
they could also drop Celebrini. Like I could see they played Point with McDavid last year. I could see them drop Celebrini if they find that their bottom six isn't like producing well against the Americans. That would really be the only team that could outplay our bottom six. So I could see that happening.
Man.
Or even like Marchand. Like say Marchand's struggling, they just play him down there. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He could fit well down there too.
Man, it's nice to see that they have some like physical guys. Like I know, like obviously we had Hagel and guys, but I guess this is still our prediction, so it's not exactly set in stone. Although we'd like to be accurate.
Yeah,
all right.
I think the guys in our roster will at least make the team. I think like every player who we have in our starting lineup, I think will make the team.
Yeah,
in some capacity.
Yeah, whether it be extra or other.
These extras could be wrong, but I think everyone in that top 12 is going to at least make the team.
I agree. So,
all right, so our extras were Bedard, Tavares, and Stone. I want to touch on that quickly.
Well, I think it just like makes sense. We kind of talked about it. Like Bedard's had like too good of a regular season to leave him off. They're the only.
He's so talented that he can really play anywhere in the lineup with anyone.
He just isn't good enough at the C position to be like a center.
Yeah, he would be a winger. Like he would be 1,000% just viewed as a winger.
But yeah, I think he's interchangeable for point, like we've said. Tavares.
And then that's a guy that we thought if they needed to change up the makeup of their bottom six, he would be the obvious person to do that because he's a little slower, but he's good on the draw. He does more of his work down low. And so I think if they need to change it up or they just view that the team they're playing isn't as fast, so speed's less important, they want more down low work, I think JT is the guy for that. And then Stone is kind of the defensive replacement. Like if any of their guys that they want a primary defense on gets hurt or they want a more defensive lineup, he would be the guy that goes in.
Yep.
So again, some thought process around fit for the stretches too, not just the three best players who didn't make it.
All right, let's move on to D.
So first pairing was super easy. Like we didn't really have to think Taves and McCarr. It just they play together all regular season. Like why would you split up the best defenseman and arguably the best player on this team from his usual D partner?
Ooh.
And so I think that was a no-brainer, right? I think you felt the same way. Like we did. Like I'm pretty sure I typed that in and didn't even ask anyone their thoughts. And
I don't know about.
He's not. It's McKinnon.
Player on the team. But.
He's not. It's McKinnon, and I stand by that. I think if I were to rank him, McDavid would still be one, but I think right now McKinnon's the best player in the world.
I agree. I feel like he's very much a momentum guy. And
yes, like when he's hot, he gets real hot.
Yeah. Okay, second pairing. So we knew Morrissey was going to be on the second pairing. We knew he was kind of like our guy to be on the second pairing. We didn't really know who to put with him. We were like, well,
we thought about Harley,
like Harley,
Doughty, but
yeah. Nobody really made sense. We're like, okay, we kind of want a big body. We'll put in Parayko.
Yeah, he looked good in Four Nations. I liked him in Four Nations. Again, they took him in Four Nations, so that's always a promote good, better chance they're going to take him. So also why we felt like he would probably get in the lineup. But yeah, just feels like that would be a good fit. You know, you like the offense and the defense kind of mix. And yeah. I think, but these D pairings are also very much subject to change. Like I would say the defense was way harder than the forwards.
Yeah, of course. Well, and there's the question of actually we'll get to him later, but third pairing, we went Uyghur and Theodore. And there was the question of do we think Schaefer's going to be a regular guy? I think they'll try him out for a couple games. And if he cooks, they'll keep him in. But for big games, especially if they have let's say
if we play the Americans in our second game, he's not playing in that game. There's a 0% chance he'd be playing that game.
But if he cooks against some of the other teams early on, and then we end up playing them in the semis or something,
then yeah, I agree. And I think actually our other extra is Harley. I think he's very similar. I think he'll get in games for sure. I think he looked really good in Four Nations. I know he's not been that good to start this year, and he's hurt now. But I just think he was so good when he came in the Four Nations. And
I wonder if they might even play those guys as a pairing and rest McCarr, Taves.
Yeah, true. They could sit him against Latvia.
Yeah,
or even when it doesn't really matter.
I could see them resting McDavid, McKinnon.
Yeah, that's definitely a possibility. I'd say
playing
good point.
the guard,
especially if it's a back-to-back type situation.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think Uyghur deserves it. He's so good two-way. And yeah, Theodore, same thing. He was in it. He deserved to be in it. He's had a good year. And again, that offense first, defense good at defense kind of mix again there for Uyghur and Theodore.
Yeah. And then I guess we get on to goalies. This is really this is the hardest part of the team.
Yeah. Yes, so we had Logan Thompson listed as a starter. I mean, he is the most goals saved above expected this year. He was really good last year. I thought he deserved it, but I know there was some beef around him. Hockey Canada didn't love him for some reason. So definitely some concern about them taking him. But I just think he's been so obviously a top 3 Canadian goalie that you just can't not take him. You know what I mean? If you're genuinely serious about winning, you can't not take him.
Yeah. And we talk about winning, the next guy, Binnington is a guy where it's even though he's not putting up a good season per se.
Yeah.
He's the guy that
he's the guy, and he's been the guy for Canada the last few years.
You can't not take him. Even when he wasn't necessarily cooking last year for Four Nations as well. And then Four Nations came and he was
guess I'm the guy.
2019 Binnington.
Yeah, he's just a gamer, man. He just shows up when it matters most.
He's the reverse Hellebuyck is how we talked about it. he just has that ability to turn it on. And it's like,
And then Scotty Wedgwood, man, just can't really. He's been so good, like you couldn't pass up on him, taking him. Like he's been so good this year, and like the other guys that were there, like Aiden Hill, but he's been hurt like all year. You can't imagine he's going to be taken. Blackwood's similar. He's been hurt for most of the year, and like Wedgwood's a starter in Colorado over him. Like I don't know why you take the guy the organization views as the backup currently over the guy they view as the starter. Like that doesn't make a ton of sense. And yeah, like Carter Hart returned last night. I guess we actually didn't even talk about that, but he returned last night. But that's way too soon to come to like for him to be in. And I also don't think hockey can touch that guy with a 10-foot pole. So
the thing, they're not going to touch him. Like for the next Olympics, I could see him being our starter, honestly. Like I could see him.
Because in 4 years' time, he'll be in the league again for 4 years. Like the stuff around him will be much calmer.
Yeah.
So I could,
I feel like we got to hope that he's the guy because like it's not like any of the other guys necessarily.
Yeah, but we have and we don't really have a ton of great goalie prospects either coming. So yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if you look at it, Bennington's like 30 now.
Yeah, Logan Thompson's pretty young.
Like
it's like 26 or 20s. Logan Thompson's like 26 or 27 though.
Yeah, but he'll be
Blackwood's
like
21. Yeah, but that's still prime age for a goalie.
That's true. Well, how old's Hart? Like, is Thompson actually younger?
27. They're probably about the same age.
Let me have a go. Let me have a look.
Like, I think Hart's 27. Like I'm pretty sure I know that.
Yeah.
I think Thompson's 27 as well.
Logan's 28.
28, yeah. So a year older.
Okay. So they'll be like 30s for the next one.
Yeah. But I mean, there could be someone like a young kid come out of nowhere. Like goalies do come out of nowhere. That is the one lucky thing about that being the biggest weakness is that they can kind of just bloom as like a random 5th round pick.
Totally off topic, but I wonder how much of that has to do with it being so like taboo for you to want to be a goalie in Canada. Like I feel like
it is like when my dad was like, you're not a goalie, like you're not going to be a goalie. Like when I got into hockey when I was a kid, like it was never even an option to me. I didn't want to, but even if I did, like he was like, hey, you're not.
Like there's like people in like Russia. Like I feel like in Russia, like people are almost like, yeah, be a goalie. Like they're just weird.
The way they churn them out, man, it feels like they have to be.
And like even in the States, like I feel like
the States is just they have a way bigger population than us. So even if there is a stigma around not
culture down there, like I feel like Canada.
Yeah, true.
It's like Canada's like hockey culture. Like if you want to see the most hockey.
Yeah, it is. Culture, it is. And
like you're not going to be
like
in Tucson.
OG hockey people didn't want to be goalies. Like
yeah, you're not going to be in like Arizona and they're going to be like, you're playing hockey, you better not be a goalie. Like,
exactly. Yeah. Yeah, true. That's actually a very good point. I definitely think there is some like realness to that. Like I'm sure there's been players who wanted to have been goalies and they're like parents are like, no, like you're not going to be a goalie.
So the message is to all you listeners out there. If
you're Canadian, man, be a goalie because we need you.
Yeah. Get your kids goalie equipment for their 5th birthday.
Seriously. Let's break the stigma around being a goalie in Canada.
Oh.
Alrighty.
Well, I think that's enough for us. Like I think we turned out a lot of stuff there. I think we'll be probably reacting to who they pick next week. For the roster, and we'll be getting into the exam break. So I think we will still have an episode next week, probably.
Next week 100% we will. And the week after that will be a bit questionable, but hopefully we should. And then I think that takes us into like Christmas, and so we won't have an episode then for sure.
Unless we do like a Christmas dinner special.
Given that we're recording every Wednesday and that lines up to Christmas Eve. I mean, we could record on the 23rd, get one last episode out.
Yeah. Yep.
That definitely could happen. I could expect. Okay, so I would say expect 2 episodes between now and Christmas. It might be the next 2 Wednesdays, or it could be if we take a break Wednesday, we do another one before Christmas type thing.
And you better get used to looking at our ugly faces because
we're back on YouTube too, baby.
Yeah, we're using this new StreamYard software.
As if you could see in the top right corner there.
Yeah.
Nice and obvious there, right in the top right corner.
Yeah, it's life-changing though. It makes editing so much easier, and hopefully
get the little sound effects in there. You know, we'll be getting a little better with the timing of those and stuff. But
and I think that's about it from the crew.
Gonna be back with some consistency.
Yeah, maybe. And we look forward to hearing more from you guys again. Love, like, and caress our channel.
Yeah, we got to be leave a rating and comment. Okay, helps us grow. We need it on wherever you get your podcast, Apple Podcast, Spotify, check it out on YouTube.
We're young and
And check
broke,
out our
so
Instagram.
we can use all the help that we can get. And if you know anybody that wants to sponsor us, we're happy to
Feel
take
free.
any sponsorships. We'll do anything. We'll do anything.
Exactly. Let us know, man. If you're a listener and you want your company promoted, let
Tim's
us know.
Coffee, shout us out.
Exactly. Let us know, and we can talk. We can talk advertisements and stuff.
All right. So without further ado, it was wonderful to have you all with us today, and we'll catch you the next time we drop the puck. Have a good one, everybody.